story is about? The story is about a Jewish guy from England coming to Israel. And so you've got this kind of meeting of being English, meeting being Israeli, having difficulties with language, meeting a different language, having difficulties with behavior, and we could even call it manners. Well-mannered English boy meeting less well-mannered Israelis. An understanding of what being Jewish is in England is a very, very different understanding from what being Jewish is in Israel. An understanding of living in the world outside of Israel and living in the world inside Israel. All these different understandings which came and clashed together inevitably when I got to Israel, but clashed in such a fascinating way, in such an enjoyable way, in such a rich way, that it's these clashes which emerging from these clashes are realizations and insights that make up these stories, but then as a result, the stories, hopefully, it works not just as a, here, let me tell you about me, but it's also, these are also stories about the way in which Jewry around the world meets Israel. I'm not sure that was true, but I think that the way we always liked to believe was that the relationship between Jews around the world and Israel was simple. I'm not sure whether it ever was, but it certainly isn't now. So we begin to realize, our relationship with Israel is fundamental, essential, and messy. And as someone who works in theatre, I think messy's good.
We rush into the bomb shelter, I slam the door shut, and I see that the entire bomb shelter is totally half full. I realise that there are lots of kids there, and suddenly I realise that there are the American Israelis, and the English-born Israelis, and the Russian-born Israelis, and the South American Israelis, and the South African Israelis, but there are no Israeli-born Israelis in the bomb shelter.
The stories cover this, a clash between cultures, between the way that Israelis tend to be pushy and impatient and what we in the West would call rude, and then trying to come to peace with that. And my trying to come to peace with the fact that there are so many clashes, culture clashes in this country, between Jews, not only between Jews and Arabs, but between Jews and Jews, the Moroccan Jews and the Yemenite Jews and the Ashkenazi Jews and so on. And coming to peace with the idea that this is a place which will always be at war. And coming to peace with the idea that if I had any illusions that coming to Israel would clarify what being Jewish meant to me, I was fooling myself. And actually the fun is constantly attempting to work out where being Jewish fits into my life. And so as a result, the show itself, the way that the conflicts and the clashes reach some kind of conclusion or resolution is by finding where being Israeli fits into being Jewish.
Between the inside and the outside, if I rock forwards, I'm inside, I rock backwards, I'm outside. And I keep dancing like that until the shofar blows.
All the songs are also expressing this complexity, but of course it's songs. Which Adam and I sing. We sing in Hebrew, and there's a translation, a running simultaneous translation that we project onto the screen. So you've got this whole, so the audience understands the word, and we're singing. So there's a light and a life which runs through the stories and then explodes with the songs and then feeds back into the stories. And then together with the stories, we also have these images, photographic images, which are put onto the screen, which also comment on, illustrate, throw a different perspective on the stories. I guess the other thing that people talk about is that there's a nice buzz between Adam and I on stage. We get on well, we're friends off stage, and people say that they like seeing that. They like seeing us on stage. Like and of course, the other fun of the show itself is that we for some reason, we found the knack, and it may be simply because we actually enjoy working together. We found the knack that we can have a real fun show in front of 30 people, and we can have a real fun show in front of 300 people, and it works large and small. The only difference is the amount of microphones we need.